Whoa. Let's try that one. How you doing, everybody? This is Tenacious Earl, and this is the Tabletop Baseball YouTube channel. Turn this down just a touch. I hope you're having a great Sunday. Have everything compiled up to date in the league, and so here are the standings currently for the Tenacious Baseball League version 2.0. Pittsburgh, who kind of gets an easy draw here to start with San Diego. They are 2-0. They had quite a game against them yesterday. We played that game on here yesterday. You can go find that in the archives here on the channel. And then you've got 8 other teams that are strewn in there at 1-1. So today we're going to finish out the Baltimore-Miami series. As you can see, each of those teams have taken one. Here, if you're interested, are the starters, the probable starters for all of the games, and also what type of game they are. So this will be a day game here. In this one, Yovani Gallardo will take on Adam Conley. It was a choice for me between Conley and Tom Kohler, and decided to go with Conley first. He is going to have some injury problems and such, and he may even fall out of favor here at some point. So, but I believe when they did things, they started with him as their third starter, but if not, that's fine too. It will get there eventually. So, anyway, we are at Marlins Park, which I believe is indoor, which should mean that I don't think there's any chance of us seeing bad weather. Let's turn this guy to the flip side. So, question is whether this is going to be considered a good or average day when it comes to, I guess, temperature probably is the way they make the determination on this. So, it's a day game. 1-17 would be good, and it's a 1, so it will be very good conditions here at Marlins Park for singles, 11s, and still for home runs, not a very good opportunity there for anybody. 3-3, so ballpark home runs are going to be few and far between here. One moment here. What's up? What you looking for?
I'm not looking for anything.
Oh.
There you go. Just take your time. So you don't see them perfect. Right.
Alright, so that's always a fun time. Interruptions. So, I was going to say, okay, so we just did the rolls for the ballpark, and I'm thirsty, so give me a second here. I'll get this. So, yeah, the Gallardo here for 5.42 ERA against Conley, 3.85. So, as far as pitching goes, you would think potentially the Marlins. Of course, Conley had the benefit of not only pitching at Marlins Park, but also pitching in the National League, which helps keep runs down too. So we'll see how this works out. Lineup for the Orioles. Let's just go through each lineup. We'll do this first. So, for the Orioles, no changes in personnel in this lineup, I don't believe. Oh, wait, yes, there is. I brought Chris Davis back in, even though he is facing a lefty in Conley. I figured 2 games out was probably a little harsh for him, as he doesn't do too badly against left-handed pitching. So, decided to juggle the order a bit. Going to put Adam Jones at the top of the order this time. Manny Machado at third base. J.J. Hardy short will bat third. Mark Trumbo back out there in right field. Chris Davis at first will bat fifth. Matt Wieters will catch yet again. He did not have his rest roll come up. Hoping that it comes up here one of these days because he will get a day off eventually. Jonathan Scope at second. Joey Rickard. And I meant to look that up. I'll tell you what, I'm going to find the... Let me see, do we have... What happened to... Tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to Google it real quick. I'm afraid that I say his name the wrong way, so let's just take a second here and go do this. Come on, hurry up. All right. So Baseball Reference has this nice pronunciation guide that you can look up. You just search Google for it, and it comes up here, and it's got a whole slew of names. And so it's Joey. Let's see, where are you? Joey Rickard. Joey Rickard. I was right. I think I said Rickard. So Rickard. So I won't be guesstimating on that one anymore. And then Gallardo will bat ninth. So getting some rabbit holes here, but that's okay. For the Marlins now, here is the rub of the grin for them. You've got rub of the green. I mean, what am I saying? Rub of the grin was an article I think in Golf Digest, which was a humorous article. Anyway. Giancarlo Stanton. So the lineup, they had a couple of reserve guys playing in Game 2 of the series in Miguel Rojas and Derek Dietrich. He was at first. So turned out we got the exact same role. It was the number 2, which was shortstop, first base, right field. So Rojas and Dietrich, they were both under 375, so they will sit in this game. So that means that their regular guys come back in, which makes sense. Now the downside is Giancarlo Stanton was also came up again. He played last game, but I rolled him this time, and he needed rest, so they're going to go without Stanton, and Ichiro Suzuki will play in right in his stead. So D. Gordon at second base, moving him to the top of the lineup. Edeni Hechavarria, shortstop. Suzuki third in right field, batting third. Real Muto catching. Yelich left field, Prado at third base, Justin Bohr at first, Marcell Ozuna moving him to the to the eighth, not the bottom, but the eighth man in the hole there, and Adam Conley pitching. So we'll get started. Nobody is freely chatting yet, which is cool. It's a nice Sunday to be kind of quiet and just focus in on the game here. So, Adam Jones will lead off here against Conley. Game 3 of this series, game day 3, May 4th, 2016 day game. It's a beautiful day for baseball here at Marlins Park. And a 4-9 against Jones, who is a righty. And normal power, 1-9 would be a home run right off the bat, and it is gone. Adam Jones cranks into one, and that is a leadoff bomb. We've had a couple of those already this season, and the Orioles take an early 1-0 lead. One moment, I'm going to turn off my fan here. One thing to mention, Conley a +2 hold with Real Muto being a -2, so they negate each other. They are a neutral. They're neutral as far as hold. Chris Davis is a -2 and Gallardo is a -1, so this will be a -3. So that should serve to hold the Marlins at bay a bit. I saw Derek. Derek says that San Diego got that rain out today, so they finally got some bad weather out there. Manny Machado against Conley's an injury 1. 6-12 would mean we have to check for injury. 5-9 against a righty. And this time he fires up a strikeout, so Jones takes him deep. But Machado makes the first out. Oh, wait. I was right. Never mind. Got to look off the left part of the card because Conley's a lefty. J.J. Hardy, 3-4, and it's a ground ball to second base. D. Gordon chucks it to first. 2 down. Mark Trumbo, the big slugger, 6'11", almost 6'12", against a righty, and that is a walk. 2-out walk for Conley. Chris Davis, 2-8, and he strikes out. That ends the first. I think what I might do is institute a different roll system for injuries at some point here. I don't know. I'm torn. I feel like for starting pitchers, I don't know. I have to figure it out. It's not perfect, and you can't ever get perfection, but on the other hand, you hate to roll. If that would have been a 6-6, I would have been irritated because this would have been the second or third time that a starter had to be pulled out in the first inning. I mean, that's the way it goes. But anyway, D. Gordon leading off here against Gallardo, 3-2, and that'll be a ground ball to first base. Chris Davis, excellent fielding his position, makes the play. Adeiny Hechavarria, 3-8, and he singles, puts one right up the middle. What's worse, it was the last game of the current arrangement between Spectrum and KTLA. Oh boy. All right, so Hechavarria, not very likely to steal. They're gonna play off of him. I don't know why I had Suzuki's card upside down. Here's Ichiro. You know what? They're going to try hitting and running here. Ichiro, they're not holding on Hechavarria, but he's a B hit and run guy. They're going to try to get the things rolling. And a 1, so that means potential wild pitch. 1-10, but it's a 13, no wild pitch. So they will keep the hit and run on. 6-2 against a lefty. Or no, yes, against a lefty. Ground ball to first base, A. And let me see. Yeah, that stays that way. So that will be a... let's see, where was that? Yeah, so that's going to be a 3-6-1. We'll say that Gallardo comes over and helps out to complete that. And double play ends the inning. No score going to the second. The game 2 was a 2-1 pitcher's duel. So far, similar type action here. Hi, Tribe fan. How you doing, man? Great to see you. And it's, as I said before, a great day for some baseball here. Matt Wieters will lead off against the lefty Conley. Why did I say... Hold on. Why did I say 0-0? It's not 0-0. It's 1-0. Man, I'm... must be a lazy Sunday, because I'm kind of lazy here, hey? Adam Jones led off the game with a home run, and that is the only scoring so far. Alright, just trying to make sure I don't mess up my card there. Alright. So Wieters against Conley, it is 1-0. 3-12. Ground ball to Hechavarria. Throws to first. Doing kind of meh. Well, obviously with me making a mistake, I feel like maybe I'm doing kind of meh. 2-10. Foul out to the catcher. As long as you're not doing kind of meth, that's going into Walter White territory there. Joey Rickard, 3-5. And chance at a single there. Needs a 13 or lower, and he gets it. So that's going to turn the lineup over. So with a 0 hold, he's going to try to get a good lead here. Needs a 5. Gets a 6, so it won't be a good lead. Leaves it up to Gallardo to try and get a hit there. The 1 column is where the gold is for him. And a 6-6. 6-6, and Gallardo bats from the right side. 6-6 draws a walk. That's not what Connolly wanted to do. So, moves Rickard into scoring position. And Adam Jones, as you can see, he's got the Omegas. So if there is going to be a clutch, this is a guy who could do it. Clutch hit. 5-10 against a righty. Ballpark single. This could load the bases depending on, so it's an 11 each side. And it's a 20, so that will be a line out to Hechavarria. And that will end the second. So it gets around that Cavs are playing NBA live video game ball, just shooting threes and making them. I see. Hi, Larry. It's 1-0 Baltimore over Miami going into the bottom of the second. Gallardo on the mound for Baltimore, and Adam Conley gave up a leadoff home run to Adam Jones. Adam, don't call me Pac-Man Jones. And Real Muto will face off against Gallardo, 5-9, against a righty. Strikes him out. That's 1 out. Hi, Mr. Lunar Bub. I'm glad you've been enjoying my games. It's kind of nice to get back to doing. I love getting some variety in and switching up the teams. What was I going to say? Okay, so let me just recap injury stuff here for each of these pitchers. So Gallardo, he is a 2. That means a 6'11" would be a problem for him. Whereas For Conley, he's a 1. That's a 6-12. So just so everybody is aware of that. Christian Yelich, 1 out, 5-8 against a lefty. A ground ball to second base. That'll be Scope. He is a, you can see him down here, a 2E8. Nobody to hold on either, so a 2 and a 13 is, well, I got the wrong chart, but he should get to that. 2 and a 13 is fine, and then it's a matter of whether the 7 on the E8, and it is. So he makes the out. 2 down, Martin Prado, 2-10, and a ground ball to second, and Scope makes that play too. 1, 2, 3. Put another 0 up on the box score, and we will go to the third. I'm going to try and see if I can get through some of this early stuff a little quicker, because sometimes I feel like I get caught up overthinking things, and these early parts of the game, we can probably save some time. Manny Machado, 4-8 against a righty, strikes him out. 1 away, so it's 2 strikeouts for Machado in the game. J.J. Hardy, 2-4, ground ball to second base. That's the second out. That is D. Gordon making the play. Mark Trumbo, 3-10, and he grounds it back to Conley. And so we are going to go to the bottom of the third. Mr. Lunar Bubs, where did I get that score sheet? Well, it's my modified score sheet. It's one that I had put together for advanced, and then I just, over the last week, I have made a bunch of modifications to it to try and optimize it for what I'm doing here. So Justin Bohr, I use Excel to make them. 2-8 pops out to second base. Scope has made 3 plays in a row for the Orioles. 1 down, Marcell Ozuna. 2-3, pop out to short. And I am more than willing to share score sheets or anything like that. If you know how to get a hold of me on what I could do is actually just this version here. I could just put the PDF up in the Facebook room. Adam Conley, not very good hitter, and a 3-6 will be a strikeout. So we're going to be going to the fourth. Still 1-0 Baltimore. Oh, so so Cleveland and Kansas City are doing a little retro game, I guess. That's pretty cool. So I'll tell you what, my theory for this score sheet partly came from, I don't know if you guys have seen the Bob Carpenter scorebook, and also 1for5.com they actually have a diamond here. I figured for my use, I don't really need the diamond. I just need to have something similar to a diamond that I can use to try and track. So that way I can, and you could do it either way. You could put this is Miami's defensive ratings. You could put Baltimore's there if you wanted. The other thing you could do is here, I put Baltimore's pitching. You could put Miami's pitching here, so the opposing pitcher. It's up to you. Some people would rather do that. It's the way that I've done it so far. Maybe I'll change it over time. So Chris Davis, top of the fourth against Conley. 5-7, it hung up there. 5-7 against a lefty. Will he lead off with a single? He needs up to a 12, and he gets a 4. So a single to lead off for Chris Davis. They're not holding him. He doesn't steal much. So Matt Wieters. And that is a 2-8. And that's going to be a double play ball right to Hechavarria. Hechavarria to Gordon to Bohr, and that's clears the bases. So Jonathan Scope and nobody on and 2 out. And a 2-4 ballpark single, 1-11, if you can remember that. And it is a 10, so they put Scope on. Scope, he'll take a chance getting that lead. A 1-13, if he can get that. There's no hold. It's a neutral hold, and so it'd be a 1-11 if he can get the 5. But he gets the 6, so not unable to get that good lead. So Rickard, and they weren't. Well, you know what? I was counting that they were holding him because I said it was going to be 1-11. So we'll say that they're holding him, which means that you could hit and run there with Rickard, but we're going to go ahead and let him swing away. 2-4, and that is, there's nobody in scoring position, so that is a single to left. No stars. Scope. He's going to hold up at second, as they just want to be able to get the lineup turned over. Gallardo, first and second, 2 outs. There's a 4-10 against a righty, and he strikes out. So they were happy just getting the 2 singles there. That gets them back to the top of the order. Whoops. Would have liked to have been able to drive home the run there, but also the other thing you don't want to do is lead off next inning with Gallardo. So getting run out of the inning at third is not wise. And if Gallardo gets a hit, then you're potentially in big business there. So D. Gordon, bottom of the 4th, he's going to be leading off. 5-4 lefty. 5-4 ballpark single. 55% chance, and that is a line out to Scope for the first out. Is infinity a number? If so, which number is infinity? Wow. I thought infinity was a car. I mean, I know the sideways 8. I always have to turn the paper around when I see that sideways 8. It's just, The question is, if there is infinity, then I don't know. If there's infinity, there must be infinitesimal, which means that there must still be something in the brain of the person running that channel that put that right up there that could be so infinitesimally small that anyway, I don't know. I don't know what. I mean, it's talking about the little Bible. I'm sure that's what it's talking about. Is some sort little infinitesimal. Is there a video showing my unique scoring method? Probably on my channel on Tenacious Strat. I did one, but not with this sheet. It hasn't changed much though. Hechavarria. 5-3 against a righty. Oh, ballpark home run, but this ballpark doesn't yield many. 1-3 chance for Hechavarria. And it's a 4. Boy, that's unfortunate. It's a long fly ball to left field. And that is Rickard who gets that Ichiro Suzuki 2 down. 6-2 against a lefty and a ground ball to first. Don, how do you get some? Well, like I said, I will freely share the I'll share the PDF on the Tabletop Baseball Facebook page. So go join that, and I will load it up there at some point. If you like this, you'll have to print it out. I should probably figure out a way to make a business out of it, but I guess I like helping out others, so I guess the thing about it is if I put that PDF up there, it's still going to cost you the ink and all that stuff. But Adam Jones, top of the 5th. He led off with a home run. That's been the only run of the game so far. 5-12 against a righty. Ground ball to first, so that will be Justin Bohr. He is a 5-7, so not the, and it's a rare play. 5-17, he is able to get to it, but then it's the rare play, so it's a G3 rare play. Batter lines a shot that hits the mound and deflects to the fielder, who makes the play for the first out. All runners advance one base. So that's quite a deflection to go to the first baseman, but I guess we will say that is a U3. You're welcome, Don. We're all in this together. 1-9 strikes him out. It's not. This isn't. I mean, I do put a little copyright mark up there just because, but it's not like this is proprietary. From anybody. I didn't take it from anybody. This is something that I put together on Excel. Ground ball third. Excel's a nice little document, a nice little software package. I mean that. I kind of been cutting my teeth on it for a long time, and it's a nice way to make up forms. So I may have to start using this for watching baseball games. But I'd have to tweak a few things in process. Real Muto, 0 for 1 with a strikeout, 111. Grounder to the pitcher, just making sure that I read that right. And Gallardo gets the out. 1 down. Yelich, 4-9 against a lefty. And a ground ball to second. A lot of action there for Scope today. Second out, Prado. And a 4-8 against a righty. And a 4-8 is a problem for the Orioles. That's going to be a 1-5 triple. And it is. All right, my determination anymore is whether the runner has had a triple before in this season, and he's had 3. So we will give him a triple. Prado. 2-out triple, so he's 90 feet away from tying the ball game. It's going to be Justin Bohr now. And I forgot to roll the other D6. So 6. As long as this isn't a 5, we're in good shape. And it is a 5. All right, so 6-5 against a lefty. That's a ground ball to Gallardo. And so that is his magic number as far as injury goes. Well, we have to resolve the play. It's a ground ball to him, X chance. And he is a 3-15, so it's a G2, so he will make the play because he's an E0. So it's going to be 1-3. Now we just have to figure out whether or not he can stay in the game or not. And he does. It's a 1. So caught a break on that one. Gallardo shakes it off. And we will go to the 6th inning. Let's see. That's Gallardo's weakness inning, too. So he was able to survive that. Conley, he's also a 5-inning guy. All right, Sean. Well, like I said, keep an eye out. If it's not, it should be tonight. I'm probably going to play another game offline. Maybe 2 if I can squeeze them in. But top of the 6th now, right? Top of the 6th, yes. Top of the 6th. It's going to be Trumbo, Davis, and Wieters going up against Conley. Conley having a pretty good game aside from that leadoff bomb. 3-7 strikes him out. Trumbo has gotten off to kind of a poor start to the season. Chris Davis, lefty-lefty matchup. 1-5, and he walks, so that's something. Chris Davis now still 1 for 2, but now he has a walk to his credit. they won't hold Davis on. Wieters is already grounded into a double play, but they're going to go ahead and let him swing and see if that's a 6-4 against. So he's batting from the right side. 6-4 fly ball to center field. That is Ozuna, a 3-E6 and 3-10. That is an F2, so that's not going to allow any advance unless there's an error, and he is an E6 and 10, and I think 10 is, there are rarely ever any 10s on, when it comes, I don't think there are any 10s for center field, are there? Nope. So I should just remember that. If it's a 10, there's no error. So 2 outs, Wieters flies out. It's going to mean Scope gets a chance. With 2 outs there, Davis, he's gonna try to get that snake eyes. Doesn't get it. That's a 7. So Scope continues his at bat. 16 on the D20 there. 3-7. 3-7. Ground ball to short. And we're going to go 6-4 the short way. Fielder's choice. Ends the inning. Gotten some tight ball games here at Marlins Park down in South Florida. And it's going to the bottom of the 6th. Still 1-0. Not a lot of action, but some people like the tight affairs. And so we are going to, I think, with a 1-0 game here in the 6th, they will probably pinch hit for Conley here. So Ozuna against Gallardo, 111. Ballpark home run. 1-3. Can they get a good roll go their way here for once? And it is gone. That is a 2. Ozuna hits the jackpot, and that is a tie ball game. The ballpark homer comes into effect, and that one is out of here. New life for Conley. And just trying to decide. Conley, see, the thing is like when I do the Strat PC game, it always gives me the pitch counts, and it seems like these guys get to their pitch count really quickly. So I'm wondering if I should be taking him out here, but let's go ahead with Conley. 1-1, tie ball game. Ozuna with the tying home run. 5-4 lefty. Ballpark single, 1-11, and maybe Conley will get on. But that's another 20. It's a line out to the second baseman. And that's 1 out. D. Gordon. 5-4 lefty again. That's another ballpark single chance. 1-11. So a 1-for-2 opportunity here. This should come up based on the percentages. But it doesn't. And that's another line out to Scope. And that's 2 outs. So there you go. How about that? Probabilities don't always work out exactly the way they should. Hechavarria. 1-8. Ground ball to short. And that will end it. But they do tie it up on the dinger by Marcell Ozuna. So we will go to the top of the 7th. Both of these guys are working a bit late here. Conley will start the inning at least. Florida will get their bullpen going here. So they got Adam Jones. That's probably the first guy. They could also think about if they bring in a pinch hitter for Gallardo. Let's see. So Barraclaw and you're going to get Dustin McGowan and Mike Dunn. lefty and a righty ready to go, just in case they need them. So it's going to be Rickard, then Gallardo, or the pitcher spot, one or the other. So here we go. 5-8. Let me get my pen here. 5-8 against a righty. Needs a 1 for a triple. Rickard had no triples, so it'll be a double if he gets the 1. It's a 5. So that is a fly ball to center. And that's the first out. Well, Gallardo will go ahead and hit since nobody is on. 2-6. Strikes him out. He's 0 for 2. He also walked. So Adam Jones, 5-5 against a righty. And another strikeout. Conley working strong. That will probably be it, though, for him. 7th inning stretch. And we will forego the entertainment, if you can call it that. And Ichiro, he is 0 for 2. The middle of the lineup is currently 0 for 6 between Suzuki, Real Muto, and Yelich. So we'll see if they're due or not here against Gallardo. 5-12 against the lefty, ground ball to second base. And a lot of ground balls here. A lot of grounders, a lot of liners. So Gallardo good at that. Keep it down. Real Muto. 3-7. Strikes him out. 0 for 3 for both of those guys. And now it's Christian Yelich. 3-7. And a single. So with a -3, they're not going to hold him on. He'll try to get a lead. Needs a 4 or a 5. And an 8, so no good lead. They're not holding him on. Be a 1-3 chance. And part of the reason they're not holding him on is that Prado is decent for hitting and running. But they're just going to swing away now with 2 outs. 2-10. Ground ball to second base, and Scope throws to first. And so we are through 7, and it's still 1-1. These teams are struggling to put runs on the board. And let's see, it's going to be Machado, Hardy, Trumbo. Righty, righty, righty. They are going to go to their bullpen here. Conley's day is done. He will get a no decision. And since McGowan is a 2 rated, and because they are tied, they're going to double switch. They're going to bring in Derek Dietrich to play at third base in the 8th inning. So what we will do is, I like to put P2. So if you notice here, I have this column here as P1, P2, P3. I could use P1 for Conley here, but I haven't done that. So I like to try and preserve these slots to not use too many of them because I hate having a bunch of changes. Now these slots down here, you can, like for this, so you can put 6B. If you have another one, like if we go extras, you could write 6C here and use these lines wherever you need to. But this is going to be Dustin McGowan, and McGowan, just to check his injury rating, he is a 1, so same as Conley. And so to hold the runner on, he's a +5, and so a +3. And so Dietrich is going to take over for Prado. So we need to cross this guy off here. And he is going to be 4E29. And Conley. I'm going to put Conley's card still in the deck. But that will remind me that he is, that's the pitcher spot. So McGowan. Be the new pitcher for the Marlins to face Machado, Hardy, and Trumbo. He may go a couple innings here. That's why they're double switching. So Machado against McGowan, righty. 310. Ballpark single. 1-11. That's a 17, so that's a line out short. And that is the first out. J.J. Hardy. 4-9 against a righty. 4-9 draws a walk. They will not hold Hardy on. Hardy has no chance to steal Mark Trumbo. Be about time for Mark Trumbo to get into one here. Let's see. That's a 3-5. 3-5 strikes him out. So gonna bring up Chris Davis, lefty righty. Another guy who could potentially put a little power behind it. 6'11". McGowan a 1, so 6'12 is his problem child. 6'11 against the lefty, fly ball to left field. So we are going to go to the bottom of the 8th, still tied at 1, as McGowan works a nearly perfect 8th inning. And let's see. The Orioles will send Gallardo out one more time here. Going to try to get through the bottom of this order. So Bohr against Gallardo. 4-8 lefty. 4-8, and that's going to be a leadoff base hit. Single for Bohr. 1 for 3 now. He is not a runner, so he will not have to. They won't hold him on. Marcell Ozuna. They will swing away with Ozuna. 3-8. 3-8 strikes him out. And that brings up Derek Dietrich, and the Orioles will get the bullpen. Let's see. I think they're going to go with TJ McFarland here. They have some lefties coming up. Dietrich being one of them. Just want to make sure that McFarland, he did pitch. He pitched in the first game. He didn't pitch in his last one. So they're going to go with McFarland. And he will. They're just going to have him bat in Gallardo's spot. McFarland. I'm really going to need to get out. I'm going to need to make some reference cards so I don't have to keep looking at this sheet all the time. Baltimore. McFarland. He has a 6 injury. But he's minus, so he's the same as Gallardo as far as holding the runner on, -3. All right. So McFarland to face Dietrich and probably D. Gordon as well. Bohr at first. And here is Dietrich against the lefty. 211. That's a 14 on the D20. 211. Ballpark single chance. 1 to 11. And that is a single, and that will be a 1 base advance. And so Marlins in business. D. Gordon now. Chance to put them ahead for the first time in the game. With 1 out. I'm trying to decide, would they play corners in? With 1 out, I don't think they would. And I don't think you can bunt for hit here, and there's really no... It'd be kind of fun to have a bunt for hit mechanism here in the cards, but the best thing that you could do is to sack bunt, and you have a speed option here at 5 and 4 for A and B, so as you can see in C as well. So that's where a guy could beat it out. I don't know if you'd really want to be trying that here and ruling yourself out for a base hit 2 stars, which would score the run. So here we go. D. Gordon just going to swing away normal. 210. Ground ball to third base, B. And let's see, does he take that to the bag? Runners at first and second. First and second, ground ball B. 4. Batter safe, runner at first going to second. All right, so they try to turn the double play. 5-4. Lead runner goes to third. Fielder's choice. And that brings up Hechavarria. So first and third, they're going to leave McFarland in there to try to get Hechavarria here. 2 outs. 3-8. 3-8, and that is a single. Wow, that's hard luck for the Orioles, as in comes Bohr to score our RBI for Hechavarria. Gordon, single to left. So Gordon a 17. Let's see, they were going to hold him on, so that makes him a 16. But he gets a head start with 2 outs. 18. I think you subtract 1 for left field. Oh, you subtract 2, so 18 to 17, 16. So 1 to 16 taking third. He's going to go ahead and he's going to roll the dice here and give it a shot to try to get to third on the play, and he gets there. Big chance for him to take. Actually, what we'll say is that we'll just say that they threw behind him and to try to keep Hechavarria at first. So, all right, Matt, 21-12. So McFarland now is Suzuki up. First and third, 2 outs. 5-9 against a lefty. Ground ball to shortstop. That is Hardy. 2-8. And a 2 and an 8. Now, let's see here. Hechavarria, did they have to hold him on? That's the question. The other thing is, would they be playing with the infield in? But we will say that they were not holding on Hechavarria, so it's still a 2-8. 2 and an 8 is a G2. That would be the third out and it's 10. So shortstop 8 and a 10 is no problem. So that will end the 8th. They do pick up the go-ahead run, and they now have. It's funny, they got McGowan lined up to go 2 innings, but now they're going to want to go to Ramos, and they will. So see, they will just go ahead with Ramos right here. try and preserve this lead. Very slim 1-run margin. That's what the other game was too. So Miami and Ramos is a 1 injury. +3 and -2 is +1. Okay, so Ramos is going to face Wieters, Scope, and Rickard. We'll see if maybe the Orioles will try and counter with a pinch hitter there with one of these guys. Maybe Rickard, we'll see. So Wieters, going to lead off here. So the scoring for Florida, I keep saying Florida every once in a while, that'll come out. It's Miami. Ozuna gets a home run, and then the the RBI single for Hechavarria gives the Marlins a chance to send Ramos out there for the save. So here we go. Wieters against Ramos. 1-2. That's a foul out to third base. And that is 1 out. Jonathan Scope needs a 3 column here. 5-8 against a righty. Ground ball to second base, D. Gordon. 2E15. And that's a 3. Oh boy, is that going to be problematic. 2-3. Oh, and it's going to be okay. But a rare play, G3 rare play, we already had that. It bounces off the mound and goes to the fielder and makes the out. So that will be 4-3. 2 outs. So Rickard and I think the Orioles, they're going to go for all the marbles here. It's going to be Pedro Alvarez coming into pinch hit. Going to shoot for the moon here. Trying to get the old long ball. So can Pedro Alvarez turn on one here from Ramos and extend this game any longer? 2 outs, 2-1 lead for the Marlins. AJ Ramos looking for the save and the pitch. 6-6 against a lefty. And that's a walk. And the plot thickens. And so what do they want now? You could go... I feel like what you're going to do next is... So you have the pitcher spot up. You're going to go with Kim. Going to get Kim in here to pinch hit here for McFarland. So, not out of the woods yet. Got a chance here with Kim. I would consider pinch running for Alvarez, but Alvarez is 11, but they can only get a 2. Reimold gives them a little bit better option there. They're just going to go with it. Kim against Ramos. Lefty-righty matchup. 2 down, runner at first. And the pitch. It is a 3-12. 3-12 is a walk. And that moves the tying run into scoring position for Adam Jones. Again, Adam Jones, a guy that if you get a 210 would be a clutch single. So... Here we go. Boy, AJ Ramos making it hard on himself. Typical closer. It's up to Adam Jones here to try and win this game, or at least keep it going for the Orioles. And here's the pitch. 5-5 against a righty. And that is a strikeout. Adam Jones swings and misses. That is it. The Marlins seemingly they come back. It seemed like this would be a series that the Orioles would make short work of them, but the Marlins pitching staff had their way with the Orioles here. What am I doing? I missed one. 6th inning. Got used to putting zeros. It's 2-1 is your final. What a game. Guess that's the way it goes. I mean, the Orioles are used to a yard that lets them hit a lot, and this park here seems to suit Miami just fine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 hits for the Orioles. They didn't get a hit after the 4th inning by my... And they got 3 hits in that 4th inning and got nothing to show for it. So that was because of the double play by Wieters. So, let's see. Anything else of note? I don't think there were any errors in the game for either team. Let's see. No. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 hits for the Marlins. So this was a game that kind of like turned on its head, because you can see here the Marlins up through the 5th inning only had 2 hits, and Gallardo hadn't walked anybody. And then you get to the 6th, home run for Osuna, then a single in the 7th, and then another single. Then McFarland comes in and gives up a couple singles, and that's where the run scores. So the loss will go to Giovanni Gallardo, who was responsible for Bohr's run in the 8th. The win will be McGowan's, and the save will go to Ramos. Ramos made it kind of interesting there in the 9th. But when all is said and done, that's it. Adam Jones, the only run for the Orioles on the leadoff home run. They just could not do anything else. So, let me just double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep. So, thanks for watching, everybody. I'm not thinking I'm going to get another game in online today. I'll probably play some offline. Thank you all for watching. Follow us on Facebook. Like I said, on Facebook I will post a link to this score sheet if you want it. What it will be, it's a 2-page PDF. You can set your printer up to double-side it. That's what I do. As you can see here, I have this side, and then I also use this side. It'll save me paper in the long run. I used to use filler paper, and I still do like it, but I kind of like using these score sheets. It keeps things a little more organized for me. The columns are all there. So, interesting game. I didn't expect the Marlins to be able to hold down the Orioles like they did. But also follow us on Twitter, so Tabletop Baseball. I think that might be without an L on Twitter. I think it might be just one L because it's too long of a handle. But we have a Tabletop Baseball group on Facebook. Go ahead and join that. If you could subscribe or and like the videos here, that would be awesome. We just want to get the word out about not only Stratomatic Baseball, but also my partner here, Tabletop Earl. He plays ATBA, some Status Pro, I believe. He's done some Payoff Pitch and some other games, History Maker. I'm not sure how much he's done History Maker, but we try to really promote this genre. I know he has some other things coming up that he's trying to... yeah, thanks, Derek. Yep, it was a pretty good game. He has some other... he has some games that he's looking into to try and review and give a what do you want to call it, a platform to shout what they're about. He was talking to me about that a couple days ago, so I'm assuming that he's in the midst of trying to get that together. Also, we have some friends around doing their own projects, baseball demos. My channel, Tenacious Strat, it's going dormant for the time being. You can find the first season there. A lot of the videos from that are still on there. And also there are some tutorial videos, including the way that I score games. I tend to use this when I score baseball games in real life too. So, and again, that's what led me to this. So it was because I like scoring ball games, and this is a way I can score a bunch of ball games, more than I ever imagined. But so baseball demos. Henry Berta. There's a guy, Henry Berta. He's a youngster, but this young man definitely has the itch for tabletop games, and he's putting some stuff out there, and it's really exciting for me because I really have thought getting the youth involved back into board gaming and tabletop gaming would be an accomplishment for us to be able to do. And if hopefully this youth, this guy, this member of the youth, much younger than me, if he can get some people to watch him, some young people to watch him, and to see that it's a cool thing, then that is pretty awesome. The Statistician, I don't think he has a channel yet, but check him out. I think it's statistician.blogspot.com. He sent some most of all he sent. I have these envelopes that I use for holding the cards, and they have lineups and stuff. I like to create my own lineups, but it is kind of nice to have some information there as far as records and all that stuff too. So I hope I got there. It might be thestatistician.blogspot.com, but check him out. I guess I should mention Phanomatic. He sent a lot of different things, cards and things like that. His channel's there. He hasn't put out too many videos, but maybe I don't know if he's gearing up for any more. But you should check him out. Espo Strat, another guy who did super advanced Strat. Again, I assume his life has gotten pretty hectic right now, maybe for both of those guys, because neither of them have been putting out too many videos. And also there's a Stratomatic Delaware page. I'm just trying to throw out there some other places if you're interested in seeing more games and seeing some other people see how they do it. But and RNGIDP, I should have mentioned him earlier. He's doing a special kind of league that is, I figure, more power to him, because it is, I'd say it's intense, because he basically, what I want to say. Hi, Randall Mark. Oh, you got your 13-year-old daughter to watch Henry. That's pretty awesome, Randall. RNGID. So what he did is he randomized all of the rosters, and so I think he's playing. What did he say? Something in the 20s. I forget exactly, but so all of his teams are randomized, and I think that the team names are sort of like, I think he sort of took the nickname of the team from the city, so like the Detroit. I forget. So like the Detroit Tigers, he took Tigers, and then I think he mishmashed it with like a Pokemon type name or something. And so he's got some really interesting names there. Like what is the one? Cub Chew, I think, is for the Chicago Cubs. So anyway, I just wanted to give everybody that has helped our channels to flourish, and who, I mean, I'd love to be able to help other channels flourish. It's we're still trying to gather more and more viewers. I know people are watching. There are definitely people watching after the fact, which is cool. The live setting is nice, especially when you get a lot of people in chatting. You can learn a lot. You can also, it's also very engaging. Yeah, so we'll leave it at that. And there's some other channels out there that are for board games and for other things. Oh, I guess Dave S. He doesn't do baseball as much. He's got a lot of hockey tutorials. If you're into Strat hockey, check him out. Dave S. That's one that you would want to check out. He's definitely got some stuff for the Strat hockey. I think he had fixins to do some baseball videos, but I don't know if it just he didn't get up and running with it. I'll tell you, personally, this is what I've found. It is so difficult to find the time to run everything that you want to do. So you almost have to narrow yourself down to doing the thing that you really like and keep it at that. Right now, this league is what I like. I do like that Phillies replay, but this is bringing me back to the first TBL, and I love sort of the control that I have over things, and setting lineups and going through with rest roles and being able to devise. There's something about the as played replay from the Phillies it was just getting old. You play the same players. I'm going to get back to it. I do like it, but this I like better. So, have a couple other games that so you already saw this. I'll put it back up here again. This is the rest of the games and the starters. I don't know which games I'm going to play online. I'll probably take the Blue Jays and Angels offline today, just because I want to be able to run through it pretty quickly. So, thanks for watching, everybody. My name is Tenacious Earl. This has been the Tenacious Baseball League, and I hope you all have a great Sunday. And those of you who watch after the fact, have a great day wherever you are. And Strat on. And thanks so much for supporting this channel and the other channels in this community. Thanks a lot.